In the world of rare coins where history, rarity, and era combinations turn ordinary-looking pieces into multimillion-dollar treasures, one of the most shocking and fascinating examples is the 1979 mint mark P. Susan B. Anthony $1 USA coin, a piece of currency that was originally created to honor the great suffragist and activist Susan B. Anthony, yet due to its minting mistakes, unique features, and the rarity of its surviving era-struck pieces, it skyrocketed in value far beyond anyone's imagination, reaching an unbelievable face value of $18 million in history. And this mind-blowing fact has left collectors, historians, and ordinary people stunned, because when it was first released in 1979 by the U.S. Mint, nobody thought that one day this small silver-colored dollar coin, often mistaken for a quarter because of its size, would carry such historical and financial significance. And while the Susan B. Anthony dollar series was only minted for a short span between 1979 and 1981 and again briefly in 1999, the 1979 P with a mint mark era stands apart as the crown jewel, because some versions of this coin carried unusual mistakes like doubling of the die, misplaced mint marks, weak strikes, or unusual planchet errors that made them stand out, and as time passed, collectors began noticing that among the billions minted, a very small number carried extremely rare minting flaws, pushing their values into the stratosphere. And when one such coin appeared in an auction, it shocked everyone by reaching the unbelievable benchmark of $18 million, forever cementing its place in numismatic history. And part of what makes this coin so legendary is not just the era but also the story it carries, because Susan B. Anthony was the first woman to be featured on circulating U.S. coinage, making the coin itself a historical first. And combining that historical milestone with the unimaginable rarity of a mint era created an unstoppable wave of interest and demand, and this demand only grew as more collectors, investors, and treasure hunters realized that they might unknowingly be holding one of these million-dollar coins in their old collections, coin jars, or inherited keepsakes. And with every media story, every viral video, and every record-breaking auction, the legend of the 1979 P mint mark Susan B. Anthony dollar continued to grow, inspiring countless people to check their change drawers, old coin rolls, and family collections in hopes of discovering one of these incredible treasures, because unlike ordinary coins which only carry face value, this particular coin transcends its material and face worth, turning into a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. And the deeper you dive into its story, the more astonishing it becomes, because the minting of the Susan B. Anthony dollar itself was full of controversy, with the coin criticized for its size, its confusing similarity to the quarter, and its lack of circulation popularity. Yet what was once considered a failed coin program ironically produced one of the most valuable coins in U.S. history, and this reversal of fortune makes its story even more intriguing, and it is this irony that makes people talk about it with amazement. Because who would believe that a coin once rejected by the public is today worth more than luxury cars, houses, or even entire businesses? And collectors often describe the thrill of holding such a piece in their hands as a feeling beyond description, like holding not just a coin but a piece of history mixed with luck and destiny. And because of this, the 1979 P mint mark Susan B. Anthony dollar is not just currency but a golden ticket, a symbol of how ordinary objects can transform into priceless treasures under the right circumstances. And as auctions continue to break records, experts say that its value may continue to rise even further, because the number of such rare coins is finite and demand is ever growing, making it one of the hottest topics in the world of coin collecting. And it proves that hidden wealth can lie in the most unexpected places, sometimes in something as small as a coin that once passed through the hands of millions unnoticed. And now, as we look back at the incredible journey of this coin, it stands as proof that treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered, sometimes even in our pockets. So always check your coins carefully, because you never know if one of them might change your life forever. And if you found this story as unbelievable, fascinating, and inspiring as it truly is, then make sure to like this video and subscribe for more amazing discoveries about coins worth millions. Imagine finding a coin in your old drawer, tucked away for decades, and discovering that it isn't just a simple piece of change but an extraordinary fortune worth millions. And that's exactly the incredible story behind the 1980 mint Mark P. Susan B. Anthony $1 USA coin, a piece of money that in ordinary life many people overlooked, confused with a quarter because of its size and appearance. Yet, in numismatic history, it transformed into a breathtaking treasure with a face value, skyrocketing to an astonishing $16 million, making it one of the most expensive and legendary coins in U.S. history. And this unbelievable value is not just because of the coin's design but because of the rare minting errors and the historical significance tied to it, since Susan B. Anthony was the first woman ever featured on a circulating American coin, symbolizing the fight for women's rights and marking a milestone in U.S. coinage. And the 1980p version minted at the Philadelphia Mint stands out because of its scarcity and error combinations, ranging from misplaced mint marks to double die strikes and unusual planchet flaws, which makes the few surviving pieces absolute treasures for collectors. And what makes this story even more fascinating is the irony that when these coins were first released, the American public largely rejected them, criticizing their small size and constant confusion with quarters, leading to very limited use in circulation. Yet decades later, the very same coin that was once ignored became one of the most talked about and valuable rarities ever, and collectors from around the world began competing at auctions, driving prices into the millions, until one rare 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar shocked the entire community by being sold for a staggering $16 million, breaking records and cementing its place in history. And the excitement surrounding it has inspired millions of people across the world to check their old piggy banks, coin rolls, and inherited collections just in case they might be holding on to one of these rare treasures without even knowing it. Because while billions of coins were produced, only a handful with these rare features exist, and the thrill of possibly finding one keeps the legend alive. And this is not just about a piece of money, it's about the power of history, rarity, and chance. Because every coin carries a story. And in the case of the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar, that story is one of transformation. From rejection to glory, from pocket change to life-changing wealth, and people who once dismissed these coins as failures now look at them as symbols of hope, luck, and unimaginable value. And the world of numismatics shows us again and again how small overlooked objects can become priceless treasures when rarity and demand collide. And when the 1980p coin appeared in that historic auction, the bidding war that followed was nothing short of electric, collectors raising their paddles, investors pushing the price higher and higher until the hammer fell at $16 million, leaving the audience in shock and the headlines buzzing worldwide. And ever since then its reputation has only grown, with experts predicting that if another one surfaces, it could even break that record, because demand continues to outpace supply, and its cultural symbolism combined with its rarity makes it unlike any other coin. And this tale continues to inspire not just collectors but ordinary people everywhere, reminding us that hidden treasures still exist and that fortune can sometimes be found in the most unexpected places, even in something as small as a coin resting unnoticed for decades. And that is why the 1980p Susan B. Anthony $1 is more than just a collectible, it is a piece of living history, a reminder of the value of perseverance, rarity, and legacy. And just imagine how life-changing it would be to find one, knowing that what looks like an ordinary dollar can transform your destiny overnight. And that is why this story captures so many hearts and minds, because it makes us wonder if maybe, just maybe, we too are sitting on a hidden fortune without realizing it. So don't ignore those coins in your possession, because treasures like these still exist. And if you found this story amazing, inspiring, and unbelievable, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more incredible discoveries about coins worth millions. The story of the 1980 mint Mark P. Susan B. Anthony $1 coin worth $16 million doesn't just end with the jaw-dropping auction price. It actually opens up an even deeper journey into the world of numismatics, where history, rarity, and the tiniest details can turn everyday objects into priceless artifacts. Because when the U.S. Mint struck the Susan B. Anthony dollar series between 1979 and 1981 and briefly in 1999, they intended it to be a symbol of progress and equality, celebrating the life of Susan B. Anthony, who, fought for women's rights and suffrage, yet the coin's launch was plagued with criticism as Americans found it too small, too similar to quarters, and ultimately impractical, leading to lukewarm acceptance and very limited circulation. But this initial rejection actually became part of the coin's legend, because it meant fewer were preserved in pristine condition. And when combined with rare minting mistakes such as misaligned mint marks, double strike errors, and planchet flaws, it created a perfect recipe for rarity, scarcity, and skyrocketing value. And among these, the 1980p mint mark dollar stands tall as one of the rarest gems, with only a handful ever discovered carrying the combination of errors that make collectors willing to spend millions. And what makes this story even more powerful is the sense of surprise that comes with it. Because countless Americans handled these coins in vending machines, banks, or wallets without realizing they might have been holding on to a small fortune, and as years passed and the coins fell out of circulation, those rare ones ended up hidden away in boxes, drawers, or collections where they remained forgotten until rediscovery, fueling the treasure hunting excitement we see today. And when news broke of one selling for $16 million, it wasn't just collectors who paid attention but also everyday people who rushed to check their old coin jars, attics, and inherited belongings, sparking a global wave of curiosity and wonder. And this phenomenon isn't just about money but also about the thrill of possibility, because finding a coin like this could literally change a person's life overnight, transforming ordinary individuals into millionaires, and that dream keeps the legend alive, making the 1980p Susan B. Anthony dollar one of the most talked about coins in modern history. And when experts examine these rare coins under magnification, they point out details that the average eye might miss: tiny variations in the mint mark, unusual strikes, or defects in the die that create unique markings. And it is precisely these details that make one coin worth millions while another, visually almost identical, is worth only $1. And that contrast is what fascinates so many, because it reveals the hidden world beneath the surface. And every time a coin like this appears at auction, it brings renewed energy, record-breaking bids, and global headlines, reminding everyone that treasures still exist in the most unexpected places. And it becomes clear that the story of the 1980p dollar isn't just about its $16 million price tag but about the power of discovery, the allure of rarity, and the enduring hope that fortunes can be found in ordinary life. So keep your eyes open, treasure hunters, because you never know when the next legendary coin will reveal itself. And if you are amazed by this journey into the world of rare coins and how something so small can hold such massive value, then don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories of hidden fortunes waiting to be discovered.